today we are going to talk about fall. And who could tell me another name for fall? The season fall. Yes.
Autumn.
Autumn. It's just another name for fall, right? Well, there's a lot of different changes happen in fall, right? So today we're going to talk about a few different things that we taste, hear, smell, see, and touch in fall. Okay, and I've made up this kind of a little graphic organizer so that we can organize our thoughts, and then after we're done brainstorming with some ideas about each of these categories, we're going to make up a short paragraph with some of the information. We might not be able to put it all in there, okay? Okay, somebody raising their hand, tell me one thing that you could think of that might be a taste of fall. Leaves. Well, leaves might not be a taste, but what category do you think that we could put that in? We have taste, hear, smell, see, or touch. Touch? You could touch leaves, couldn't you? Can you see leaves?
Yes.
Yeah, should we put it under the see, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens to the leaves? Does anybody know? Let me turn around, I can't see here, obviously.
They change colors.
They change colors. So that would be something that we see, right? We could see the color change. So I'm going to put colors change. Okay. What's something else about fall? How about something that we hear? Can you think of something that we hear? What do you hear that might be with fall? Birds. Or the leaves falling. How about birds? Because a lot of birds migrate. Do you know what migrate means? They're moved from one place to another. They like warm weather. So as it starts to get cold, they start to go further south, don't they? Where it's warmer, right? That's a good one. And we can hear it. You said hear, didn't you? Is that what you said? To hear? Because we can hear them chippering, right?
Tweet.
Okay, let's do another here. What's something else that you might? The wind. That was what I was thinking. We hear the wind today, don't we? And yesterday, it was windy, wasn't it? We hear the wind. Let's think of one more something that we hear. One more. Anybody got an idea? One more?
Apples falling.
Apples falling. We do hear things falling from the trees, don't we?
And crunching leaves.
How about crunching leaves? That's a good one. I like
and you
that
can
one.
also taste apples.
Yes, you can. Let's
I
see,
haven't learned of
crunching leaves. I like that one. That's a good one. Okay, let's move back up here to taste. Let's try some taste. What's something that we taste that might be fallish?
Candy apples.
Candy apples. I like candy apples. Candy apples. What's something else that's fall tasting? Turn back.
The syrup coming out of the trees.
Maple syrup. That's a good one. Maple syrup. Okay, one more taste. Can you think of something tasty that fall? It's okay if you can't. I can come back to you in a minute. Huh? What'd you say? I didn't hear you. Pumpkin pie. That's a good one.
Pumpkin.
Oh, that's one of my favorite.
Now I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. That sounds good. Pumpkin pie.
But I hear something.
That's a great one. All right, let's move down here to smell. What's something that we smell that might be fall? Trees. They do let off a smell, don't they? Some of them do. Trees. Let's see. What's one thing is smell?
The cold breeze. You can feel the cold breeze when you breathe in your nose.
Well, why don't we say we feel the breeze? We can put that on touch, right? Because we can feel that. I'll put that here and then we'll come back to the smell, okay? So how about cool those, they start to change colors. And then they do have a scent to them. I like the smell of wet leaves, as long as they're not been wet too long. Okay.
Was there a smelly flowers like the bumblebee tasted?
The flowers?
Yeah. They taste in the bottom.
Yep, the bumblebees, they like the nectar, don't they? I have a whole lot of bumblebees and butterflies on my flowers in my flower bed right by my door, and I was just looking at them this morning. There's a whole bunch of them, they're so pretty. Okay, what's something else that we see besides leaves in the fall? What's something that when we see it, we think, ooh, it must be getting close to fall?
Foxes.
Foxes? Do they move around in the fall?
Yeah.
They might. Foxes? I bet they do. They probably migrate just like any other animal, I would assume. I don't know a whole lot about foxes. You got something that we see in the fall? What do you think?
Sometimes
Talk louder.
you see.
Can you think of something, I have something in my mind that might, can you think of something like an event that happens? What's a game that's usually played in the fall? That's something we could see. Do you know what that might be? Do you think of it? Like, you might go to a high school game. What would they be playing right now? Can you think of it? How about football?
Yay.
Football's in the fall, isn't it? Do you like to watch football? Do you? Football, we could see football. That's kind of a fun thing. How about one more thing on this sheet? What?
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins, that's a great one, pumpkins. They're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah. This will be Halloween at 31.
I know, it's already the first today. How about touch? What's something, we talked about cool breeze, what's something else that we can tell that it might be fall? Whether you physically touch it or you can feel it. What do you think?
Feeling the grass, how it gets pokier.
It does, the dry grass, that's a good one. You're right, it does get pokier, doesn't it? Dry grass. Everything starts to dry up a little bit, doesn't it? Do you have one?
Kicking leaves.
Kicking leaves? Yeah, that's kind of a fun one, like laying down in the leaves or kicking them. We can feel that, can't we? Let's come up with one more touch. What do you have?
Well, I was gonna do on C,
Oh, okay, what's that?
watching squirrels fill their nest with acorns.
Squirrels? Yeah, there's always lots of squirrels, especially around here, right? Here, I'm gonna switch this word up to squirrel. How do we spell squirrel? How do we spell
I-R-R-E-L.
Okay, that's what I thought. R-R-E-L. I knew there was either two L's or two R's. I need to brush up on my spelling, don't I? Okay, one more touch.
Jumping.
Jumping in the leaves, yeah, that would go with our leaves, right? Our kicking the leaves or jumping. What do you have?
Making a leaf angel.
Making a leaf angel. Leaves, that's just a popular thing that we can see and touch, right? Okay, so we are going to use some of these ideas to make ourselves a paragraph, okay? So who can tell me, first of all, how does a paragraph start? Anybody know? I don't know how much you guys have worked on paragraphs, you know? Like if I was gonna write a paragraph, we usually indent first. Do you know what that means? Okay, so I'm just gonna draw this on here real quick for you so you get an idea. So if I were to write a paragraph, my first line would actually be shorter than my second line. See that? So I'm indenting. This coming in short, that means indent, okay? That's how you would start a paragraph. But most importantly, how would you just start a sentence? You guys know that, right? What does a sentence start with?
A capital
right? Okay, so we are going to write ourselves a paragraph, and we're going to start with indentation and capital letter, right? Okay, so what should we write? We're just gonna write 2 or 3 sentences, probably 3, because usually a paragraph is at least 3 or 4 sentences, okay? 2 sentences is way too short for a paragraph. We need some kind of information in our paragraph, and if we only wrote 2 sentences, we wouldn't have much information, would we? So what could we say? We could start out as fall what? Fall tastes like what? Choose one of these. What do you think? We have candy apples, maple syrup, or pumpkin pie. Fall tastes like pumpkin pie. Does that sound good? That sounds good to me. Fall tastes like pumpkin pie. Now, what did I put at the end of my sentence? A period. What other punctuation could I use at the end of a period, or at the end of a sentence? What could I use? Do you remember? What could we use? You could, if I were shouting fall tastes like pumpkin pie, I could put an exclamation mark, because that means I'm excited or I'm saying something with a lot of emotion, right? I'm like shouting it. What's something else that could be at the end of a sentence?
Question mark.
A question mark. If I were asking you, does a fall taste like pumpkin pie? That's a question, right? I'm asking you, I need a response from you, right? So I would put a question mark on there, right? But this is just a statement. I'm just saying fall tastes like pumpkin pie, right? So I'm just gonna put a period. Okay, now I'm gonna start another sentence. So what do I gotta start with? A capital letter, right? So now we're gonna do something, let's choose something about smell. We could say, how can we start this sentence? You give me an idea. I smell trees in the fall. Does that sound like a good sentence? I smell trees in the fall. Now who can tell me what, that's probably capitalized. Whoops. Who can tell me what do I need to put at the end of this? What kind of punctuation? I smell trees in the fall. A period, because it's just a statement. I'm just saying it, right? I'm not asking you a question, or I'm not overly excited up here, am I? Like where I would need an exclamation mark. So it'd just be a period. Okay, let's do something on here. Somebody give me a sentence about one of these words. We have birds, wind, and crunching leaves. What's something that we could hear? That's a good sentence. Can you think of something about one of those words? We have crunching leaves, birds, and wind. Can you think of something? You can't? All right, what do you got? Okay, what's a good sentence that you could put crunching leaves in? Can you think of something? I hear crunching leaves. What else could we add to that? How about I hear crunching leaves outside when I walk, maybe? Something like that? Okay. I hear crunching leaves outside when I walk. Who can tell me what I need to put at the end of this sentence? What you got?
Right, or
A period, that's right. Again, just a statement, right? So far, we have fall tastes like pumpkin pie. I smell trees in the fall. I hear crunching leaves outside when I walk. That's a pretty good paragraph, right? We got about 3 sentences there, right? that gives us some information about fall, right? And that's what we were talking about. Well, what I'm gonna need you students to do is I brought some just regular notebook paper, and I want you to write for me 2 sentences using any of these words that we chose that's about fall, okay? You can do something similar to what we just did, just using a different word. This just gives us a little bit of an idea of how we would write, okay? And since we're just writing sentences and you're not writing a paragraph, you don't need to worry about indenting, but make sure you remember what comes at the beginning of a sentence, and we always have what at the end of the sentence?
Period.
Some kind of punctuation, right? So we know that the sentence stopped, correct? Our thought stopped, okay? So I'm going to pass out some paper, and I need for you to write how many sentences? 2 sentences. We wrote 3 because we were doing a paragraph, and you need at least 3 sentences for a paragraph, right? Okay? And then I will pick those up when we're done, okay? And you can choose one or more of those categories to write about. You don't have to write about each one of them, so you're only writing 2, so you'll choose something on at least 2 of those categories, okay? All right.
So get out a pencil.
You have to have your pencils. Oh, sorry.
What do you put at the very top first?
All right, don't forget to put your names on there. Did everybody get a piece of paper?
Yeah.
All right, and you may look up here at our little chart that we made, our graphic organizer, and choose a couple words that you can use to make some sentences about fall.